So what, baby? Let me give you a little something. Let me give you a little something. So you say great.
What's up, TV Nation?
It's your boy Von.
Hey, your girl Tasha, and we are back with another video.
Hey.
You guys, today we have such an interesting topic. We have sort of like a Q&A. We have an email from one of our subscribers who was talking about this title, Why is Marriage So Hard? But before we jump into that discussion, I know that's like, ooh, let's hurry up and get into that. Before we jump into that discussion, we want to thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel.
Yeah, a big shout out to all the subscribers. We
Yes.
thank you, we thank you, we thank you. And we just ask that you continue to support us, you know, and let's go to that next level.
Yeah, we're on the road to 1K subscribers, and I just believe that we can do it with you guys' help. We can be on the top, so we thank you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Why is marriage so hard? And first, I think I want to change the terminology, not what is it so hard, but
I'll
it can be
say,
challenging.
Yeah, challenging. It's very challenging.
It can be challenging, and I think sometimes we focus, and I can't go deep into it, but we focus on, you know, other things or other people that we assume can make us happy. And you know, you always have the saying that the grass is greener on the other side. It's like, man, I'm not getting this here, but I know if I go get with him or if I go get with her, then I know my life will be better. But sometimes that's not always
isn't greener
true.
On the other side.
It's not. If you have any type of grass, that grass is not gonna live unless there's some work being done to it. So that means in your relationship, I don't care if it's your current one or your next one, you still gonna have to put into some work to make that last.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Yep.
And it reminds me of one of our old neighbors that we used to live by, and his grass used to stay green like all year round. He's out there working. It's like it's cold while you're out there working, but he was working. And we tried to figure out, how did this man get his grass so green? Like, it was just green. We just couldn't believe it. Like, we couldn't figure out how his grass stayed green. But we finally, my dad went over to ask him, you know, because we were trying to get our grass to look like his. And finally my dad was like, you know, what did you do to get your grass this green? And so he gave us some pointers. And the first one he said was, don't mow the lawn too low. So don't cut it too low. And so I kind of related that to marriage, you know. Don't cut your marriage down so low that it's at the point that you can't even revive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, words hurt. Like, words, the things that we're saying to chop down our marriage, instead of building our marriage up, we're breaking it down.
So in other words, I just thought of this. You also need the proper tools,
right,
to have a healthy yard.
Right.
So when you think about that, the other way around, you gotta have the proper tools to have a healthy marriage.
Right.
Like knowledge, wisdom, you know, understanding.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta have all that to be able to make your marriage work.
Yeah, and like I said, words hurt. You can cut down your spouse with simply using your words. So, you know, try watching what you speak and how you respond. Sometimes we respond in a certain way that we can also chop down our marriage.
Regardless of however you look at it, you're gonna want to hurt that person more than what, like, so for example, if they said something to you that hurts you, you gonna be like, oh, I'm about to get him back with something like that's gonna dig deeper.
Yeah,
so
that's true. It's like a back and forth. So the first thing is to watch what you speak and how you respond to it. Don't cut down your marriage. Don't try to cut it down. and to a point where you can't revive it. That's one thing, you know, us young marriages go through. We start off young and not really knowing how to be married, and it's a process. And so in that process, watch what you do. I'm telling you, watch what you do.
Not only that, but like when you cut them deep and then you go back and be like, oh, I'm sorry, babe, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to do it. You can be the Band-Aid temporarily, but soon as something else happens, that Band-Aid come off. So you technically got to be the medicine.
Right.
You got to help them heal that wound. You got to help them get over, you know, that past hurt. You can't constantly keep cutting them. Every time you say sorry, then once another argument come up, whatever you said sorry for last time, you bring it up again. It's just cutting it deeper, deeper, and deeper.
Yeah.
So
here's our next pointer, number 2. The second thing he said to us was fertilize it to promote good health.
In other words, what are you doing to make your marriage healthy and stay healthy?
Yeah, what are you fertilizing your marriage with? Is it negativity? Is it nagging, complaining, anger, resentment? Like, are you fertilizing your marriage with all those negative things where it's putting your marriage down?
And constantly saying during the argument, I don't want to be with you no more, I want a divorce, isn't helping it.
Right.
Because if you quit, you're not birthing anything into your marriage.
Yeah.
That's positive.
Right.
Besides, you're birthing negativity, which is constantly going to divide you guys. Then you're going to get to the point where your marriage is going to be so off track. Yeah, it's just gonna feel like y'all just two people that's just living in the same house.
Exactly.
Just there. Like there's no communication, there's no quality time. There's nothing. Like it's just two bodies in that house.
And I remember Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life is in the power of the tongue. And so remember that your words have power. So what you're saying, you could either speak death or you can speak life into your marriage. And I choose to speak life into my marriage. Third thing he told us was repair and maintain. And I'm gonna look down for this because I wrote down some notes for this part and I really need to get this. So at this stage where you're trying to repair and maintain your marriage, there is some bare spots. After the grass has been fertilized, you notice some bare spots in the lawn. And when you notice those things, it's obvious. You can see them in the lawn, right? And so most people say, well, I'm not going to discuss my marriage because it's obvious. I'm keep stating the obvious. He knows to do this. She knows to change this. I'm going to just sweep it under the rug. Then I thought about that. I'm like, hey, if you keep sweeping something under the rug, just think about it. If you constantly sweeping something under the rug, eventually you're going to get a lump in the rug. And somewhere, somehow, somebody's going to trip over that rug. Versus if you just spread it all out and try to come together as husband and wife and say, okay, this is how we're going to discuss this. And like I said, it took us a long time to get to this place where we're able to come together and discuss and communicate. Because if we don't communicate, then our marriage won't be good at all.
It wasn't like no 2-day process.
Right.
It was, you know, it was some years because you got to get used to that other person. You got to get used to their personality.
Yeah.
How, you know, their lifestyle, how they live, they past, you know, because that could play a part. And this is another one I thought of. Keep people off your lawn because it can cause damage. In other words, keep people out of your marriage. So if you bring people into your marriage, you know, you could say family, friends, they got their opinion and now their opinion's getting back to your spouse, and then vice versa, the other, you know,
even after y'all
spouse.
worked it out,
exactly,
that person still might be mad because of what you told them. And then it's like, okay, we worked it out, but it's like, no, how you gonna let him do that, or how you gonna let her do that to you? Keep him out your marriage, and that'll help you. I also want to say, sometimes we are so angry that we are listening to respond but not listening to resolve the situation. Like we're kind of going back and forth, but nobody is trying to resolve.
In other words, they want to have the last word.
Right.
Nothing matters until you have that last word.
Exactly. And sometimes you got to give that up and say, okay, I don't need the last word. I just need to resolve this. I need for us to be good, for our marriage to work.
Yeah.
So listen, to resolve and not listen to respond. Often we say we are tired in our marriage, we're upset. And I think about my neighbor and asking him, like, do you ever get tired of working out here? You know, it's like he's always out there, but I think he understood that he had a responsibility. And so in marriage, you have a responsibility. So whether you're angry, you're upset, you're hurt, you still have a responsibility at the end of the day. You said your vows, and you didn't say it lightly.
The thing that amazes me, I actually seen people out working in their yard, in their garden, even on rainy days. So in other words, in the midst, you have good days,
right?
You have bad days, but you continue to work on it in the midst of whether it's good, up, whether it's bad, down. You continue to work on it.
And nobody's saying you're not gonna get tired.
Right,
Nobody said that marriage is gonna be easy. It's just a sweet roll. No. You're gonna have ups and downs, but you need patience. You need to sometimes be kind. You need to honor your husband. If we go into the whole list in the Bible, what it takes to be a wife and what a husband needs, you know, that's all tools you can use in your own marriage.
And of course, that's what the vows are for. I mean, you're not just saying that just to say it. You're gonna have them days to you can't stand each other.
Exactly. Exactly, for real though. It's
you just like.
But you still have a responsibility at the end of the day.
Right.
It's not gonna always be just peaches and cream. I know we look at that fairy tale on TV and like, oh my God.
All you see is the happy parts. It's not always.
It's not always happy.
It's not. We could be arguing like it could be something simple. We would be arguing about a dish that's sitting on the table.
Exactly.
That you just.
But then at that point you have to figure out, why are we arguing?
Exactly.
We're arguing about a dish, something so small. It's like, okay, wait, why are we arguing about this? And then somebody have to own up to it, and somebody have to be the adult and say, okay, let me say this. Okay, I'm sorry because I misunderstood what you were saying about this. And that's a big person. That's what you need in marriage. That's a tool you need.
And don't just put the blame on them or who started the argument. Say, look, I'm sorry, babe. I'm just having a rough day.
Say you're sorry for your part.
This happened. This is going on. Like, let them know what's going on because it has to be something. You're not gonna just come out and say, oh, you got to, it's something that's bothering you.
Probably sweeping stuff under that rug and then they finally tripped over it.
You letting it build up down
it doesn't
on the
work
inside,
like that.
and that's the thing about communication. If you constantly letting something build up, it's just gonna explode.
Exactly.
Like, even if you having a good day, it can just explode out of nowhere. So that's why you have to have that communication. That communication has to be the number one thing in a marriage.
Yes. So I hope we answered your question. I hope we helped someone. Again, like I say in every video we do, we are not the God of marriages. Mm-hmm. We are working on our own marriage together, but these are the things that helped us to be
and what
better.
we experienced.
Right.
Things what we experienced. So
this is how we make it.
We can't tell you if we ain't been through it.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it.
Exactly. So we're just trying to be helpful to you guys. We thank you. Keep sending us videos to do, and we will definitely get to it. Thank you guys again for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Make sure your notification bells is on.
Turn them bells on.
Our new video, ding, you get a bing on your mobile devices, y'all. We love y'all. We are out. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
I'ma go get it tonight.